Okay, so far we have a character coming into the shot, jumps across, looks at the camera, and then we have him going in to hit the block a few times. So what we need to do is before our character can go off and go into our next pose, we want to antic into this a little bit. Good editor. Let's go find that key. So this key here, it looks like our tangents aren't really set smoothly here. We need to select up here, set these to smooth out. See how our character looks now. So it looks like we're getting a bit of a pop here in the X rotation. So we'll just select that key there, and we're just going to set that to smooth. If we can. Actually, what we want is the first key. This key here in between is actually causing the grief. This one's set to step, so this one can't work properly. So we're just going to set that to step there. So it's still going to hold its position, and then we're going to come in and out. So hold the position. It'd be nice if we could hold that key right up to that position, though. Alright, so I think we'll take advantage of that. Just kind of rotate the character away. Okay, we're going to do our controls. Set this back to smooth interpolation. Move this up a little bit beforehand. Okay, we got to find out why this control in its position keeps moving up and down on us. So let's go take a look. So I think what's going on here is we have a tangent that's broken. We need to point this back at its original object, original key. So it kind of looks there. Character starts to look away. Bring him down. Bring his position down too. Just gonna look down. Get ready to do this. Right. Actually, instead of looking away, we'll just have a look down. Rotate this back. Alright. We'll also take this key here or this root joint, come back a few frames, we'll get set key for that, come forward, and along with his antic, we'll have him squash down a little bit. He'll turn. What I want to have happen is we'll just come into this squash here, so we'll bring it up like that and then settle. Alright, we're going to hold this position here for a moment too before we go into our settle here, or to our anticipation for our jump. Bring this forward to about here. So our character antics, he turns and settles into this position. Now, I'm going to take the Z value for this key here, and I'm just going to have it overshoot a little bit so that we can kind of settle into this key. So we'll bring it down here a little bit. And I'm going to bring this one back down. So we'll ease into that key. So up, down, in. And it's kind of coming in too fast. So we'll just grab that key and stretch it out a little bit. Just something a little subtle. Antic. I think what's happening here too is it's just kind of hitting a little too hard. So we'll come in forward and set a key right here, bring it forward a little bit, and then we'll set this one here to look back at itself. And same with this key here. Let's set these tangents to straight. Okay, so we still have that settle on this key here for us, and then we go back into the normal position. So settle, comes over, comes under, back up, settles again. So a little bit of squishy look to them. So let's see what we got here. Character comes hopping in, jumps across, looks at us, does like a bit of a shake. It might be a little bit too much, especially right here. I think it's coming antics too much out of it. We'll just bring that down a tiny bit. See how that looks. There we go. Perfect. All right, so you guys saw some twisting in the body there as he turned. That's good. All right, so in this position, he's going to come down. We're going to try and hold that position and then kind of pop right out of it, right into the pose. We're going to go from here. He's going to settle. And then I want to go like that. So we'll take our master control. And at this point, we're going to pop right out of this one. So we'll go to our curve editor again. We'll find our key. And we're going to be working with Z position. Okay. And instead, for this key here, click on the magnify and select those two keys for us. We're going to take this key. We're actually going to arc out of it. I want to settle into this position opposed to coming out smoothly. So this will cause us to pop up into the air nice and fast. So hit play. Okay, maybe even sharper. Okay, so we have a key up here where we kind of come back down into the position. So what I'm going to do is delete this key here, and what we'll do is I think what we'll do is set a key in between these starting keys. So we have a drop here, we have a takeoff here. So I'm going to set a key right in between the middle. I'm going to delete these two keys on either side. And I'm just going to adjust the character so that the character kind of goes up and kind of holds this position for a little while. So the character's up there, it's constantly moving on its way back down, and then we hit the pose real fast. Now for our Y position, we'll have to do the same thing. So right, we're going to pop out of our Y position. So instead of easing into it, we're going to come right into that nice and hard. We'll grab our magnifying selection tool. All right. So as our character takes off, goes into the pose nice and fast. And what we have here is our character going back into the Y position. So what we're going to do is delete. Scroll back here. So we have him coming out of the Y position. To get my curve editor going like this, I'm holding shift and rolling up my middle mouse button. This will allow me to kind of get my height value on this side so I can see more of the curve. So come out of our position and then we're going to land back into the Y. So what we'll do is take right where the character hits. So right here is going to cause our character to go back in Y. So we're going to hit key, and now we have a lot of other keys that we're not going to need. So let's get rid of them. Alright, for this position, we're actually going to adjust this handle so that it goes into this key much smoother, opposed to coming past it. But I do want my character to come out of its original Y position fast. So fast, and holds it, coming down a little bit, we'll smash, and then it'll shoot our character back into position. Alright. And I think at this time, we're going to we'll be holding this key a little bit longer. So let's just see how this works. Hold that shift, hold that forward, bring this one back down. And that will cause that person to jump, that one to jump fast too. So, scroll through, character antics, smashes it, and comes back to its position. So we get a little bit of work to do with how it lands. So let's go back to our Z position, take a look, and it's because of this here. Grab this handle and we'll flatten it out. So our character lands, holds its position. So antic. I think on the way up too, I want to take our rotation for this key and we're going to bring it forward a little bit. So our character is still rotating a little bit. It leaves the head behind. And then on the way back, we're actually going to do the same thing. We're going to delay the way the hammer comes forward. So the head gets left behind, smash. Okay, perfect. So our Y position on this is actually not set strong enough. We need this to come out of here fast. So we're going to break this tangent. We'll bring it up this way. Okay, so smash brings the hammer back. So and it comes up, smash. I think I'm going to have our character hover a little bit more too. So we'll go into the Z position of our master control, and we're going to have them stay up in the air much longer. Just pull those out. Okay. All right, so let's see what we have here. Character hops in, looks at the camera, antics, jumps for a first hit. So this might be a bit too much. We'll just pull that in. So the character comes up. We'll look at the Y position for this as well. This might be just a bit much. Pull that in. All right, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do at this point is, right here is where our hammer is hitting the block. So we're just going to create a block real quick for us. So around here. Okay, so what happens here is we're going to set a key for this block, and then as the hammer hits it, it's going to nudge it forward a little bit. So now we have a new contact point for this block. When he comes up, he'll smash it really hard this time and move it forward even further. But as we can see, our character is not quite hitting that pose. So we're going to go to our controls. We'll grab the master control and we'll just move this forward. Okay, so we snap this in position so it comes up, hit it, jump up again, hit it again. So add a key and then it comes forward, well into position. And character hits it one more time. So at this pose, our character even needs to be closer. And we'll actually rotate the head up a little bit so he's actually hitting it. Center controls one more time, bring it forward. There you